Yo, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yo. Oh, my mic is muted.
All right, can y'all hear me? Oh, that's double. Do I need to?
No, I don't need to have that mic. Can y'all hear me? Are we good? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes. We good? Good morning, y'all. Yo, your boy almost didn't make it today. When I tell you technical difficulty, that's why I just had to go old school. So I'm on my laptop, but I got Instagram over here, so I'm gonna be looking kind of like both sides, going back and forth. But it's good to be here, and I fought to come on instead of just saying, "Well, I'll just do it tomorrow." No, I think we got a word today. I think there's something to be said. So we gonna say it. First, gotta play my theme music. Uh, uh. We are an hour late, but it's still good. Hey, hey. Everything's gonna be okay. Put it in the comments. Tell somebody. Come on, put it in the comments. Share it with somebody. Tell them your boy's on live.
Yo, turn my mic up. Y'all ain't see this coming.
Yo, get ready to catch this.
Come to snatch your righteous mind,
Not your edges.
God is the goal, and then
That's the period.
This thing is real.
Woo child, we serious.
Intentional, the original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo, ayo.
Yeah. Yo, everything's gonna be okay. Good news today, good news today, good news. Good news today. Yo, what up, y'all? Yo, put it in the comments. Get in the comments with me. Let me know. Tell everybody it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Put it in the comments. Tell somebody everything's going to be okay. Yo, we've been sitting in Psalm 23. And he makes me lie down in green pastures. Hey, Nana, out there, make sure you tell Grand Nana we said hello. She in Indianapolis. I'm so glad to see y'all. Everybody's showing so much love in here. It's good to see everybody. Yo, what's up, Tish? What up, Jay Black? Tish, we need to get E and we need to hang out. The family, we long overdue. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. And yesterday we talked about how he restores your soul. And then Paul also commends us to be a restorer of the brothers and sisters who have fallen. We are to restore one another. Out of this, if you study shepherds, they talk about how some of the best food and some of the best resources for the sheep are actually, in fact, found in the valley. So, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Why are we down here in the valley of the shadow of death? Because sometimes that's just where the best food is for your soul. Sometimes following God, you will still end up in the valley of the shadow of death. You will still, following God, I lead down right path of righteousness for my namesake. We going down righteous paths. Righteous paths can still be hard journeys. Just because it's a righteous path doesn't mean it's going to be an easy path. Righteous paths still will lead to hard journeys, and sometimes a good shepherd will lead his sheep into the valley because that's where some of the best food is. There's some things that only grow in the valley. There's some lessons, there's some nourishments, there's certain sustenance that you can only get in the valley. So sometimes a good shepherd will lead wayward sheep and good sheep. He'll lead them in the valley. So some of you are in the valley. You are in a place where you didn't think you would be. It doesn't look like it's amazing. It is not a mountaintop experience, but I'm telling you, the good shepherd led you here because there's some things that you're going to get here that you just ain't going to get nowhere else. This is why God has to have the pen to write the story of your life, because there are some things that you desperately need that you would never write in. There are some things that you desperately need that you would never write in your story. That you would never write pain in your story. You never would. You would never write discomfort in your story. You would never write destruction in your story. You would never write disappointment in your story. But these are some of the most nourishing things to help you develop your character, your integrity, your fortitude, your dependence upon God. And some meals are best served in the valley. So although it is not an ideal place, he's saying, I'm a really good shepherd, though. I'm really good. I'm really good. So you should really trust me, because I'm taking you to this place. You should really trust me, because there's some things that you're only going to get in places that you would never go lest the good shepherd brought you here. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, it requires a little honesty for us. Like if we're gonna keep it a buck, like it requires honesty. I'd never some of the hardest things some of the hardest things that I've ever gone through have yielded some of the greatest harvests that I've ever received. But if I'm honest, if given the option, I never would have wrote them in my story. But now that I've experienced the harvest, I can't imagine my life without it. Did that make sense? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Like you never would have set up for the story to go this way. But once you've tasted and you've seen what God is up to and what he's doing, then you're like, yo, I am a different person because of that. And I'm changed, and I'll never be the same, and I love who I'm becoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you just never would do that. And I think we got to be honest with ourselves and just say, I would have never written this, but I trust the good shepherd. I trust the good shepherd. You would have never written in that relationship. You would have never written in that disappointment. You would have never written in that failure. Yo, the failures in my life, I never would have. As a matter of fact, I spent most of my life trying to avoid those things. Because there are storms that come at you, and then there are storms that you cause. I wouldn't have wanted any of it. My story would have been up and to the right. As a matter of fact, my story would have been, he lived happily ever after, and that would have just been it. But I would have missed all the things that God was doing. So I think we just got to be honest and say we never write it. So we got to trust God with the pen. And when he starts walking in the valley, you just got to say, okay, God, I trust you. I trust you. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. Well, I ain't never scared. Hey, I ain't never scared. That's a lie. But you know what? I got the good shepherd. You rolling with me? So let's walk. Let's walk. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because thou art with me. and you're leading me. A shepherd will tell you some of the best food. Some of the best food. Some of the best food, y'all, is in the valley. Trust the shepherd and the chef that's preparing for you. Which brings me to the next point. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I will feel no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. Watch this. Thou prepareth a table before me in the presence of my enemies. A shepherd will tell you as they go on the journey, they go and as they're grazing, as they're walking through, the shepherd would go up the hill a little bit and look for good grazing ground for the sheep to eat, and they would also, and oddly enough, these plateaus, these lifted areas where you go up and you bring the sheep up to graze, they're called tables. So the shepherd would leave the sheep down, go up, because he wouldn't want to track all the sheep up there if it wasn't good grazing. So he goes up, make sure that there's good grazing at these tables, and also shoo off any enemies, any threats that would cause harm to the sheep. And then the shepherd would then go back and get the sheep and bring them up to this table where they can now graze and eat. And the shepherd didn't kill all the enemy animals around. They're there, but the shepherd is there protecting and watching over them and making sure. Woo! This is so good. I don't know if you get it. I don't know if you already feel it in your shando. I don't know if you already see me coming, but let me just tell you. Hold on. Lord have mercy. Hallelujah. Yo, you've got a God who has already gone before you, and he has prepared the table. I know it feels like it's random right now. I know it hallelujah. I know it feels like you just going from one place to another, like you all over the place. I know it feels chaotic. It feels random. But I'm telling you, the shepherd has already gone before you, and there is a table that has already been set, and there is no immediate danger of enemies. Although there are still enemies around, he's saying, I've already made a way. So for some of you who are wondering and questioning, has there been a way made for me? Somebody shout in the comments, there is a way. Woo! There is a way. God has already made it. So if you're wondering, is there a way? There is a way. There is a way. There is a way that has been made for you. Somebody, just put it in the comments, because somebody needs to hear this word. Somebody is wondering, Lord, is there a way out? Is there a something? And the word of the Lord today is, there is a way. He has prepared. Woo! He has prepared the table. He got the table ready for you when you was in the valley trying to figure it out, walking through where about you to get. The Lord had already got a table set. There is a way. If you're wondering, Lord, is there a way? There is a way. My brother, there is a way. My sister, there is a way. God has made a way for you. He has prepared a way for you. And listen, some of you say, yeah, but he has not removed all threats. No, there are still threats. There are still enemies. There are still things around, but what you got to understand in your calculation, in your estimation of trying to figure out, am I say, well, there's still threats. I still don't have this. I still don't have that. There are enemies all around. But what God is saying, not only have I prepared a way for you so that you might eat in this season, but you will notice that although there are threats all around you, you are still eating. I prepared the table before you in the presence of your enemies. So that means in the presence of the threats that are coming against you, you can still eat. I'm providing for you even though your enemies are here, which lets you know that you will have enemies all the days of your life, and you're going to eat all the days of your life, because I'm a good shepherd and I know how to feed my sheep even when enemies are around. Yeah, they're around, but no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. Yo, some of you are waiting on the threats to be gone. He says, stop focusing on the threats and look at the table. You eating. I'm providing. Because the threat is that they're going to come and you ain't going to be able to eat, right? That's the fear, right? Like if I got enemies, so they may take me, they may do that. No. He's saying, hey, in the presence of your enemies, I'm still God. I'm still the good shepherd. You got a table and you eating, and you can eat with no fear because I'm with you. And I already told you some of the best food is in the valley. So enjoy your meal in the presence of your enemies. Your enemies ain't got to leave for you to eat, because your enemies ain't got that kind of power. The enemy doesn't have more power than God has. Some of you give your enemies way too much power. You should never let nobody take your appetite and God is sitting there trying to satisfy it. Like God is literally saying, I'm here to feed you. And you're going to let your enemies take your hunger? Like, think about that. Think about that. Like God is saying, I'm here to feed you. Eat. And you're like, oh, I'm worried about my enemy. He says, yeah, no, I prepared a table before you in the presence of your enemies. I was able to do that. So your enemy can't stop you from eating. But the enemy can stop you from hunger if you let him. I believe that was a word. The enemy can't stop God's preparation and provision of your meal, but you can mess around and let the enemy snatch your hunger. So here you are sitting at a table that God has provided, and you still worried about your enemies? You allowing them to distract you from the sustenance and the provision that God has made a way for, that's on the table right there? Come on. We're not doing that. I'm hungry and I'm going to eat. I got threats. I got enemies. I got things that are coming against me. I got things that are trying to destroy me. Hey, but I'm going to eat because my God has brought me this far. He has provided for me. And I will not insult my heavenly host by not eating and feasting at his table that he has prepared for me. So yeah, bills are still due, but I'm going to eat. Enemies are still talking noise, still got my name in their mouth, but I'm going to eat. Still wrestling with my own insecurities and sin and brokenness, but I'm going to eat. There are threats. There are threats all around me. There are challenges all around me. But God is saying, they'll probably always be around you. But as long as I'm with you, bon appetit. I'll see y'all tomorrow.